Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, July 30th, 2018. Sometimes I have to check the calendar when I start. Thank you for joining us this week. Before we get started, I just wanted to share some news that some of you already know, but longtime Mozilla employee and community member and sort of web advocate Jerv passed away late last week after a long battle with cancer. Jerv was active both in Mozilla for well over 18 years, and was also involved in our policy and advocacy work, establishing the MOS grants, and working with our certificate authority board. So our thoughts go out to everyone who's mourning him, but I just wanted to let everyone know. Okay, Friends of Mozilla for this week. We have a big thank you to tech speaker Jay Esch for his weekend workshop on A-Frame, and to all the Mozilla tech speakers who are preparing for the fall conference season. The fall conference season is rapidly approaching, and we all feel that coming. And right now we're in the summer quiet, but a big thanks to Jay Esch for doing a workshop this past weekend. Thank you much. All right. I'm going to refresh and... Okay, upcoming events for this week. We have the Indie Web Camp in San Francisco, the Decentralized Web Hackers Day, and those are organized by Tantek and Dietrich, and they're going to be at the Mozilla San Francisco office. So the Decentralized Web Summit is coming, and as opposed to our little Indie Web Hack Nights that you see periodically, this is the larger event that they are affiliated with. And they're going to actually be involved, are going to be hosted by the Mozilla office, or some of these events are. There's going to be a decentralized web little hacking day, and as well as the larger Indie Web Camp event is going to be in Mozilla's San Francisco office. You can check it out, no experience necessary, and there's an RSVP link on the wiki. On Wednesday, we've got the add-ons community meeting at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for all things add-ons, and you should check that out. There's more information linked on the wiki. And as I said, Wednesday and Thursday is the Decentralized Web Summit, and that's going to be at the SF Mint. The Mozillians are speaking and presenting on that, talking about how to break apart some of the high centralization that's currently in our modern web. All right. We have a handful of speakers this week. First up is Josh Matthews giving our Emerging Technologies update for this week. Hello.
Hi, everyone. I've got a couple interesting points for you today. First of all, I want to let you know that ViewSource 2018 is coming, and it is the fourth instance of a conference that we have been running in the past 4 years. So it's happening in London this year. It is happening the day before MozFest, and we've just released the list of speakers that'll be happening. It is a fantastic powerhouse set of speakers. I'm really excited about it. So you should think about whether you'd like to come and attend MozFest and or ViewSource if you're interested in front-end development and design and the web. There's going to be a lot of really interesting conversations there. So next up, you may have heard, we made a big deal about the fact that Mozilla at JSConf EU earlier this year put on this thing called the Mozilla Arch, which was an art project in collaboration with an artist called Ian Brill. This was largely driven by Lynn Clark, who was then invited to give a talk that was recorded about how that all works. And the point of the art exhibit was to allow people to interact with new technologies like WebAssembly for the first time by getting their code running on the Arch and displaying all sorts of interesting visual patterns in the physical world. So it was very cool, got a lot of buzz. You can check out the video and the write-up about it. That is on the Mozilla Hacks blog. You can certainly see more Arch things coming up in the future. And finally, I want to tell you about a subset of the Rust community is really focused on working well with WebAssembly and Rust, getting them working really well together. So that working group has started instituting policies that are sort of best practices for governance to make it easier to suggest big changes that would affect the larger community. And additionally, they've been publishing a lot of new tools to integrate better with the wider web ecosystem for things like NPM, if you're familiar with JavaScript modules and packages. There's a lot of interesting tools there. If that interests you, then there's some links you can click on. You'll certainly hear more from us in the future. Thanks a lot.
Welcome. Thank you, Josh. Not welcome. All right, and next up we have Michael Van Cleek here in Portland. Or not here in Portland, but in Portland with the Weekly Minute. Hello, hello.
Hey, hi, Potch. Hi, everybody. Yeah, coming to you live from Portland, where it's been very hot lately, so we're a little low energy here. It's the Weekly Minute, weekly updates from Mozilla IT on the things we're doing to support and empower all of Mozilla in our mission to keep the web a global public resource, open and accessible to all. An internet that truly puts people first, where individuals can shape their own experience and are empowered, safe, and independent. Always remember the mission. A couple things this week to help you with the mission. First of all, I want to announce that we have successfully migrated video to our new data centers. After 8 intense hours this past Saturday, AVOps has migrated video out of our SCL3 data center into the MDC1 and 2 data centers, where it's now, the video conferences are now load balanced for better geolocation for hopefully better performance for our conferences throughout the planet. Additionally, this migration brings us one step closer to a video web RTC solution for our environment, something that we know a lot of people have been hoping for. There's an immense amount of effort put into this task from all across the IT org. If you've got any questions about the video effort, please contact the team in the AVOps Slack channel. It was a Herculean effort, and I want to give some special thanks to John Bircher and Jess Dave from our NetOps team, Chris Knowles from Infrastructure and Operations, Van Lee from the Data Center Operations team, and though he's not mentioned on here because he wrote these updates, Tony Resendez, the AVOps manager who led this effort. Thanks, Tony, and all you guys for your hard work and your attention to detail to make the migration a success. So thank you. One last thing, too, coming soon, more educational resources from IT. I'm really all about trying to teach and share the knowledge, and I'm going to do a short slide-a-day review of my OSCON talk, Mozilla's journey from the data center to the cloud. I'm going to do that in a dedicated Slack channel soon, as we try to find more ways to efficiently bring you the education and the tools you need to power up your efforts to preserve the open web. So I'm going to try an experiment there to see if we can do just a little bit of daily education there for those who are interested. Watch the Slack announcements channel for more information about that later this week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Michael. All right, and next up, we have Asa with our Firefox roadmap update. Lots to share this week. I'm even going to zoom out just so we can catch it all.
Hey everyone. Firefox 61.0.1 is our current stable release. 61 was first authored on June 26th, and users of our current stable release are enjoying faster page rendering thanks to Quantum CSS improvements and the new retained display list feature. They're also enjoying faster tab switching thanks to the tab warming feature. Firefox 62 is in the beta channel and goes to release on September 5th. Beta users are helping test improvements to the bookmarks panel, the 3-pane inspector and developer tools, and new tracking protection button in the hamburger menu. Over the last week, the beta channel has seen about 26 bugs uplifted from nightly, a little bit lower than normal. We usually see 40 to 50. I think it's a sign that things are going well, that we're not pressuring beta. Firefox 63 is in the nightly channel and moves to stable on October 23rd. Over the last week, there have been about 400 bugs resolved as fixed, including some notable changes. Got a slightly longer list than normal here, but it's some exciting changes that I want to share with y'all. First, Firefox supports the CSS prefers reduce motion feature on Windows. This makes it possible to disable motion effects from a web developer and a user end for those with vestibular disorders or those who simply prefer their experience without a bunch of motion effects. Firefox now supports switching to installed locales from the Options Preferences window. So if you've got additional installed locales on your system, you can go into Preferences and there's a new Switch Locales button available for you. Out-of-process extensions for Linux has been enabled. Mac got this feature in 61 and Windows got it in 56, so we're all at parity now with out-of-process extensions on each of our Tier 1 desktop platforms. About Profiles, Launch Profile, a new browser now works on Windows. If you'd tried this button in the past and it launched the same profile instead of a new profile, that's because it didn't have the no remote switch added to it, a secret that only some Mozillians knew about. That's now fixed, and launching new profiles from About Profiles should work as expected. A major improvement for developers has landed called time travel debugging. I'm not going to read too much of the details here, but this one's a pretty exciting change. There's been some years in the works. It allows a developer to record the behavior of a Firefox process, replay it later, and rewind it to earlier states. Web developers also got a new feature with clear site data that allows a developer to control the data stored locally in a user's agent for their origins. This was implemented in 62 behind a pref, and now it's out from behind the pref. I believe this is a header that lets you just clear all data. So if you've got something in cookies or in local storage, you can quickly and easily clear that out for your users. For new profiles, Control Tab cycles through tabs in recently used order. This has been a preference in Firefox for quite a while that lets you see your most recently used 6 or so tabs and quickly switch between them. It's become the default now rather than tabbing through all of your visual tabs. Firefox has a new and improved About performance that's still sitting behind an About config pref that I've listed in the sheet here in the wiki page. Be sure to restart after a pref change, but this new About performance page is going to be considerably more useful than the old About performance page. And last but not least, Firefox certificate error pages got new copy. This should make them easier and more helpful for users who encounter certificate errors to get out of that bad problem state. That's it for this week's Firefox update. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Asa. A doozy. And next we have Yulia in San Francisco talking about the new SF Bay window project. Hello.
Hi. And you're going to screen for share for me, right, Patch?
Already?
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep, you got that?
So this is a quick update on WPR's and brands' partnership to bring art and technology into our offices by creating interactive projects. We installed this project last week in San Francisco. It's on our Harrison and Embarcadero facing window. It's a 10-foot high LED interactive panel that goes, and you can advance to the next images. So you'll see through the images that it's a mixture of text-based content that extends the Mozilla's mission.
I may only have one of the images, so just give me one moment. Let me see if I can get the rest
Only have
to pull up.
one of images. Ooh,
That
I might
URL.
have to walk.
Yeah, that URL only has one image. Sorry about that.
Okay. Let me switch to some more images. We can make this happen in real time. But it's a combination of text-based images, messages that extend our mission, and then graphic, interactive, animated content as well. And what's really fun about it is that it's on the Embarcadero, so we get a lot of traffic throughout the day that passes it, and a lot of engagement from both passerbys and then people who are also waiting for the Google bus across the street. So it's a nice way for us to have a conversation with the city and to extend the, a one-sided conversation to both extend our message and also give the city a little bit more art and interactivity in the space. And then the text-based content is updated through WordPress. So we can update it in real time. We can respond to actual things that happen in the city and just get a little bit more use out of our spaces. So I don't know if that's worked. Maybe we'll get one more image, maybe not.
We shall see.
But next time, yeah, maybe. But next time you're in San Francisco, you should check it out.
I'm looking forward to this. This seems like it's really cool. I'm going to see if I can get our extra images here. Nope, just the one. Sorry about that.
Okay.
That means you'll have to go to San Francisco to see the rest of them, which I will do. All right, and lastly but not leastly, we have Mike Hoy in Toronto talking about engineering onboarding. Howdy, howdy.
Hey, Botch, how's it going?
All right.
So next week, we have the next round of our engineering onboarding session coming up. This will be the last one of these that we will run before we have a big cohort hire coming up in the fall. So it's a good time to take a dry run through the new material. Anyone who would like to see it should drop in. We also will be having a session involving our shiny new Fabricator workflow. So anybody who would like to familiarize themselves with the newfangled ways that we are getting code out of our laptops and into the world should show up for that. I'm looking forward to telling you about it. You'll get an email in a couple of hours with more details. And if you've got any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. And all right, we do have three introductions. Looks like two of them are up in San Francisco. So if folks in San Francisco would like to make their way to the podium and do their introductions.
Hi all, Heather Krentz, part of IT's product management. I'm introducing Valeria Gonzalez today. She's one of our senior product managers, gonna be helping us continue to improve our business technologies that we offer. She is from Monterrey, Mexico originally, but lives up in Seattle. She's joining us from Microsoft, where she's been working on the Cortana product. So,
very cool.
Excited.
Welcome. On the agenda, oh, here we are.
Hey, folks. Hey, I'm Sushil. I'm the engineering manager on the Android product team. This is Severin. He joins us today. We're super excited to have him join today. I think you live in the East Bay, right?
I do.
Yeah, so he'll be trying to avoid me on the BART. So I won't assign him stuff there. But yeah, he came in from Macy's. He's got a lot of Android experience. We're super excited to have him on board, and he'll be probably working on some of the Amazon stuff that we've got going on right now. So welcome to have you.
Thanks.
Wonderful, welcome. And I believe we have a remote introduction as well. Matt, are you on the call?
Yep. Hi, it's Matt. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, hello.
I'll go with yeah. Cool. Yep, I'm remote today, but I am very excited to introduce, or I guess reintroduce, Brian DG Horrigan, who a lot of you have known from his time at Mozilla. He's been with Mozilla for almost 7 years, and he is now moving over to join us on the Pocket, and he'll be our senior cloud security engineer. We're really excited to have him on board. He'll be doing a lot of work coordinating with the InfoSec team at Mozilla and making sure we're doing all the right things from a security standpoint with our Pocket infrastructure and everything else. So re-welcome to Brian, and we're excited to get working.
Wonderful, welcome. And with that, we are all wrapped up for this week. I'm going to reshare my screen, and as I do my outro, you'll see a handful of stills from the news sign in San Francisco, as well as the slides will be actually sent around on the wiki, so you can see those. All right, so thanks everyone for joining us this week. Hope you have a fantastic week, and you continue to rock the free web. See ya.